Hey everyone, welcome. If this is your first time watching these videos, I'm on a march to startup. Now what that means, I'm dropping out of my PhD in 5 months and I have entrepreneurial interests. I want to start up several companies and I need to take it step by step. I don't have any prior knowledge, I don't have daddy connections, daddy money, don't have necessarily prior experience. And so I'm taking this step by step and just recapping what I've done so far. I'm essentially taking control of my life in so many different areas. So it might as well not have been called March to Startup to start with. But first things I did was I set up a project and task management system, started organizing all the files on my computers. Part of this was also I have business links, business related things that I would find useful when I decided I would eventually start up, which is now. And I've been collecting those links, those screenshots, those files over the past 7 years. So I need to organize all of that. I'm still sort of in the process of that. Once I organized it, all these different files and projects that I have, I'm in the process of making like a system to maintain it and keep my file secure, make sure that if something happens to my computer, I can replace those files. So these were all things that I first did. Want to build a solid foundation. Now I'm planning my march to startup and I'm taking a two-prong approach. So first thing, to start up and work on things that are risky and may not necessarily generate money, especially immediately, I need to make money some other way. I'm dropping out of my PhD, so I won't have money coming in once I drop out. My approach to that is freelancing. I am currently in the process of exploring what freelancing platforms are out there, how I'm sort of going to build myself up as a freelancer and then start freelancing like in 1 or 2 months. And I'm going to do like a test trial for a couple months, see if I'm getting anywhere, and if I'm not, make the decision to find like a company job with low requirements, weekly requirements, enough that pays living expenses. And once I'm done working every day, just work on my startups. So that's the first thing. Second thing is I'm actually starting up. I don't want to just put it off and wait for something. No, I just want to start up. And the first thing I'm doing is taking the approach that I don't know anything. So I need to find resources. This is in the form of courses, YouTube channels, podcast websites, all these different things that I'm going to essentially consume. Probably going to make like a plan, prioritize what's most important at what stages. So I'm making like a curated list that I'll probably share. And in tandem to that, start ideating. And for this, I'm going to take different approaches. For example, one approach is, what are the major problems in the world? And this actually is inspired from Elon. I think he mentioned his approach was in the shower in college. He thought about what are the 3 major problems in the world. And those were the things that he would focus on. So that's one approach. Next one is, what's low-hanging fruit for me? I have problems and things that I can address with apps. And I'm sure other people have similar problems. So I can do this to start with. And then there's other things that might be a little bit further in the future. For example, what's at the edge of innovation? What is ripe for disruption? So I'll probably break this down into sequences. Maybe to start, have like the low-hanging fruit, build some capital, and then have like a slightly higher goal. And then from there, work closer towards the edge of innovation and the major problems in the world. So that's my approach, and that's going to be what I'm going to work on That's going to be what I'm going to work on over the next 2 or 3 weeks. And so hopefully by the 23rd, I believe, I should have like a solid timeline on how I'm going to start up. And in parallel to that, I'm also going to just start working on projects. Yeah, so on the 10th, I'm going to aim to start working on my first project. The 10th. Maybe the 10th. Might be a little bit later. And some other things that I might as well mention. My approach to starting up is slightly different than other YouTubers. I think what is slipped under a lot of the videos and a lot of background and context information that's important is how are they actually starting up? How are they working on what they're working on? How did they start their agencies? Did they have money to start with? Was their dad rich? Was their mom rich? Did they have connections? These are all things that they just don't mention. And so for a lot of us, what they're actually doing isn't feasible. So I do need to plan my finances. I need to make sure that I have my health in order, because I'm in this for longevity. And then in addition to that, I'm recording these videos partially to show and provide value on to others that are interested in starting up, and partially to get like a bigger audience. I don't want to sell courses, but nevertheless, I need to make these videos digestible enough and to some extent entertaining that it's watchable. I've seen some videos where people record every single day and their videos are just not watchable. And so I do need to spend some time just making sure that these videos are worth my time. If they're not, there's no point in doing them. I'll just work on this offline. Seriously. Yeah. And then other than that, there's other like tasks that come up that I need to add to my timeline. For example, I just started my LLC. I think it was like 2 days ago, and eventually I want to transition it into a C Corp, but I don't understand enough on the tax benefits and legal benefits to understand the trade-offs and maximize each of them. And then yeah, there's other things that I want to look into for that. So let's get started. As I mentioned, there's 2 things I'm working on: freelancing and starting up. We'll work on the starting up because it's easier today. These are my 2 goals, and these are my goals for freelancing today. So let's see. This is a curated list, in case you didn't watch a previous video. Curated list of books, courses, YouTube channels, podcasts, websites that I'm going to use and reference while I'm starting up. Yesterday I did courses and YouTube channels. Today, podcasts and websites, I believe. So let me finish formatting this. Okay, so now podcasts. Let's see actually where this is going to open up. Okay, so the first one is ACQ2 by Acquired. Let's see what it's about. It is Ben and David's conversations with expert founders and investors. Companies that have been acquired. So, generative AI, AI data centers, .com crash, Retool, crypto, consumer investing, So they have some interesting topics. I'm not sure that all of them, or actually maybe, well, yeah, not all of them are relevant to me, but a lot of them, there's a good enough hit rate that I think I'd listen to them. So this one, let's see how I previously wrote it. It's just being consistent. Cast. A with a focus on let's say like 3 out of 5. Next up, business wars. So this is by Wondery. I keep hearing about them from how I built it. So let's see what this is about. So it seems to be about how companies, the wars, I guess, or battles that companies have, the competition. So Apple versus Samsung, Fitbit, Xbox and PlayStation, Best of Business Wars Daily. What's the oldest? Death Row Records versus Bad Boy Records, huh? Yeah, so it's great in that they're consistent. Like, I can expect them to talk about battles that businesses have had. So that's cool. I don't think it's immediately relevant right now. I think at some point, let's say once I build up something and I'm starting to generate, once I have like the fundamentals figured out, I know customer discovery, I know marketing, I know funding, or around the funding phase is when I think I would start listening to this. So, podcasts focus on stories of business wars. I think this is most important around the two out of 5. So I'll just come back to this later. So this seems to be out of Stanford. Entrepreneurs and innovators coming to talk about their stories, their research. Let's see. strategy for new companies, AI, truth about entrepreneurship, and career advice from a VC pro, career advice, personal skills, lessons for Stanford success. I don't know. This is kind of hard for me to exactly tell who this is. Marketing for entrepreneurs. Yeah, it just seems to be kind of all over the place, and I can't quite tell if this is going to be helpful for me, or if it's more of just like talking about ideas and how Instagram scaled. That's not necessarily just an idea. Okay, so some of the, it seems to be like here and there. So, podcasts. What's a good way to say this? Podcasts. Teeter, is that a good word? Between abstract, abstract entrepreneurship topics and specific case / information. 50 2.5 out of 5. Oh wow. I could have just looked at the number, huh? Yeah, so this one's straightforward. This one, I like this one. Each podcast, I can show it just in case people who haven't seen it. So each podcast, Guy Raz meets with an entrepreneur, talks about how they essentially built their company from idea all the way to the present moment. So, for example, here's the guy that made Liquid Death. Here, the guy that made Calendly. This one's pretty good podcast. Let's see which other ones. CAPTCHA and Duolingo. I think he's interviewed. There's Etsy. He's interviewed Mark Cuban. Lots of the Shark Tank people. And Instagram, I think he had on there. Spike Ball. So he's had some big people on there. I think he had Sarah Blakely. Yeah, so very, very good people. So each podcast covers the story of a founder. So if I was starting today, what would you do? Half-baked startup ideas, growth, marketing tactics, and stories. Atomic habits. How to get startup ideas. Go-to-market strategy. Some case studies. Three-time founder. So he's had some names that I recognize, some other ones that I don't. Doesn't mean they're not good. How long has he been making podcasts? Okay, only since 2021. So, this is similar to me as this one. Okay, actually, let me write its own. So now for indie hackers, this is they interview ambitious indie hackers who are turning their ideas into businesses, explore strategies and tools. Cool. So making 8,000 a month, nice. Let's see, making millions from content. Seth Godin. That's solid. Disrupting app store. Yeah, this is actually seems like it's more up my alley of what I'm trying to do, especially at the beginning. Just because tech is so much easier to develop, there's less barriers to entry. Yeah, and there's 300, each is like an hour. Yeah, so this one's pretty solid, but I probably would still have to just like spend a few hours, go through it and decide which ones I'd want to listen to, put everything into like a playlist. Oh, I should probably share that playlist. That'd be a good resource. Podcasts focus on hackers. Who make money from their software. The Knowledge Project. Master the best of what other people have already figured out using their lessons. That's a solid place to start. Entrepreneurship and speaker. So basically, it seems like people at the top of their game. Not necessarily entrepreneurship, although I can see how entrepreneurs want to be at the top of their game in every aspect of their life. Like learning and thinking, discipline and resilience, all traits entrepreneurs need. But I don't think that I necessarily need this to start with. Living a healthier life, pillars of integrity, leadership. Yeah, so this is something I definitely want to come back to, but not necessarily something I want to start off with. Interview with a leader in their respective area. Help others improve. For example, discipline. Discipline, sleep, relevance rating, let's 2 out of 5. 8 to 12 months maybe. Masters of scale. Advice from Silicon Valley, CEOs, strategies, complete story of how business grows, survives, and thrives. I like that. So 5 leadership lessons. Who's Reid Hoffman? Who is Reid Hoffman? Okay, let's go to the other ones. Well, I am. Sam Altman. Elon Musk, but not necessarily Elon Musk, but Jonathan. I'm not sure about that one. Building your network. That one seems interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Not a very good hit rate. Like, I'm not sure. Make room for magic. Like, some of these seem very broad and abstract ideas. I don't know. Oh, well, it is focused on scaling. So that is when there is more abstractness. So podcasts on how, but I was under the impression it was from start to growth. Help them grow from startups into, oh no. How a business grows, survives, and thrives. Yeah, so I think it is more scaling on how businesses scale. Which one was similar to that? Great. Now, my first million. These people are pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, so they have everything from talking about business ideas to how they made their first million, how other people have made their first million. So it's entrepreneurship, it's startups, it's software, some content creation videos. So it's overall well-rounded. Let's see. Cover broad range of entrepreneurship topics. Founders are millionaires from, let's say, like the software businesses, good hit rate. This one will say like not 2. Let's see, like 2.75 out of 5. Oh, I don't like this song. relevance rating, 2.75 out of 5. Now the pitch. We'll test it out. Yeah, that's good enough. We're not studying right now, so that's fine. This one, the pitch. Pitch to real investors for real money. Oh, I kind of like that idea. Because you can see what works, what doesn't work. And starting to develop a discerning ear as well as intuition. I like that. When should I start listening to this? I'm not sure if this is immediately useful. Actually, it might be. Because it's essentially selling the idea. Yeah. So let's keep it. And this is the sort of thing where it's regardless of the person pitching or the episode. Every single episode just helps develop a discerning eye. And there's probably going to be feedback from the investors to the person on how to improve their pitch. And the conversations that go before and after the pitch, that's what I'm interested in as well. I'm very socially awkward, and so for me, I just want to get the pitch done and then I'm out. Like I don't have the ability to, how do you say, like ease into the conversation and then pitch and then move on from there. But watching like movies and shows, I get the impression that pitching isn't necessarily you just like a Shark Tank scenario all the time. Most of the time it could be like a lunch or almost like a date where you need to warm up and then go into the pitch. But anyways, can help improve. All podcasts can help improve skill. Yeah. Three out of 5. Well, but I'll need to listen to a couple to see what is the quality of the podcast. This is spectacular fails. Yeah, so just how companies have failed. Oh, and there's actually not that many. But it's similar to Business Wars podcast. This one. Podcasts focus on stories of how business after the funding phase. Yeah, that's fine. Next one, Startup Podcast, a series about what it's really like to start a business. Yeah, and I've listened to this one, and this one's actually interesting. He talks about essentially his startup, which is a podcast. And each episode, it's essentially like building in public, and he's probably the OG because he's the first one to have done it, 2014. Let's see. Yeah, so damn, he's still going. Oh, all the way to 2022 or 2020. Shares the journey of how podcaster made his podcasting business. His journey follows a startup route. This one I put 3 out of 5 because basically at every stage, he went through all the stages, and now he's made it to some extent. So this would be like relevant to me at all stages. Relevant to me at all stages. I don't finish my thought all the time because in my head it's just I finish it a lot quicker. So this is Startups for the Rest of Us, the original podcast for bootstrapped and mostly bootstrapped startups. How to start, acquire, and grow. How to build, how to launch. Yeah, this is similar to like how I built it. But this isn't just talking about founders, but also giving advice. Or is it? Each one of them is a founder, but they talk about a topic. This one I'll rate it the same as how I built this. Maybe it should be slightly higher because it focuses on SAS. So that'll be the rating. Tim Ferriss. I don't think Tim Ferriss is strictly entrepreneurship. I want to listen to this one. This is one I want to listen to. Let's see. Yeah, so it's kind of all over the place. Podcasts. Of improving your life, something like that, of self-improvement. Topics. Some are we'll have to find ones. This is like 2.5 out of 5. We study billionaires. We interview and study financial billionaires. Oh, why just financial ones though? Teach how to learn and apply their investment. I wonder if there's one that's billionaires in general. But it's a solid podcast. I don't quite know where to rank it. Let's say like 2.25. I'll probably have to come back to it because some of this interests me, but I probably will have to put it to the side. Let's see. Yeah. And just focus on building and starting up. But I mean, it seems like they're not just covering financial billionaires. There's some like Netflix, Elon Musk, Amazon. Undecided might be more relevant once I am making 5K a month and want to invest. Maybe not 5K a month, or maybe more. Because once I'm making 5K a month, I think I'm going to reinvest into whatever businesses and companies I'm working on until I get to like a few million, and then at that point it'll be more useful for me to invest in other companies and whatever the podcast, I guess, suggests. So this is wisdom from the top, from the creator Guy Raz. Talks to leadership experts, visionary leaders of some of the world's biggest brands. No, I don't like Taco Bell no more. Their quality has just gone so down. Yeah, so I think this is similar to like the scaling one. Where was scaling? Masters of Scale. So podcasts focus on business leadership, business growth and leadership on company. Yeah. Now the next one is without fail, candid conversations about their successes and failures. Oh, this might be the same guy that did the startup podcast. Yeah, so this is a bit mixed for me because it's a little bit like Guy Raz's how I built this. However, it covers a broad range of topics, not just entrepreneurship. So, and from people in maybe who are not necessarily starting from the beginning, but maybe they already had their position or built up to their position and then started focused on something that was important. So let's see. This one, let's say, podcast. Interviews on their efforts, relevance, Rating 2 out of 5. Actually, let's do slightly lower, 1.7 out of 5. Because in comparison to this one, which is more directly business and it's more relevant, this one is all over the place. So we just finished podcasts. Let's see. Podcasts is finished. Now, websites. And I think I'll be adding to websites as I go through like all the links that I have saved up over the years. But this is like an initial list. So we have this. Fat Fire. Entrepreneurship. Or entrepreneur. Sweaty Startup. Y Combinator. Okay, so all these are Reddit. And since these are all Reddit, let me actually open up a few other Reddit ones. Alright, so I found 2 more on the topic of startups, but let's go through this. So Fat Fire is essentially for people that want to have financial independence and retire early. Yeah, to some extent it's relevant, but for the ones especially around startups and people who have built startups, I'd have to do some research and find the posts that are relevant. And what I'm actually curious about, so they have like an early stage Monday questions post thingy, so that's good. Yeah, but what I'm looking for is like, don't they have like a what do you call it, like the wiki, a wiki? Let me find that. How to find oh, just go to wiki/index. So I'm actually gonna do that offline. Fatfire/ okay, so Fatfire doesn't have a wiki. So here is subreddit, focuses on building wealth, retiring early. And the focuses, yeah. And when I say building wealth, I'm talking about like north of 5 million. This isn't just retire with 1 or 2 million. These people are trying to retire between like 5 to like 50, 100 million. So they don't have a wiki, but that's fine. I think this will be more useful once I have, let's say, around 100K. Once I have some wealth around 100K. Maybe spend like 30 minutes to see if they have any startup advice. Relevance rating 2 out of 5. Yeah. So that was Fat Fire. Now there's Entrepreneur. This one's kind of it could be a hit or miss. If we look at their top ones, stop asking what businesses should I start. So lots of people tend to ask, what should I start? Yeah, so it's all over the place and it's really hit or miss. I think, if anything, I'd only come to this if I have like a specific question, or if I'm bored and I don't want to necessarily be completely unproductive and watch someone like, I won't name names actually. So instead I'd probably scroll on the subreddit. Yeah, like this is useful. Search for problems, interact with the market before you launch. Oh, yeah. So this is something I'm gonna need to think about. Yeah. This is something I want to think about in the future, but let's see if it has a wiki. Entrepreneur wiki. So they have community resources and curated list of services and tools, finance, payment, presentation, email. Wait. Do video content. Oh. On how to when you invest online. Ooh. So let's see here. So that's wiki. Sweaty Startup. This is focusing on people who, are building regular, old-fashioned businesses. And if we look at like some of the top posts this month, there's cleaning businesses. There's cleaning. Pressure washing, thrift stores, junk removal. Ooh. Yeah. Regular old startups. And let me look at the wiki. Yeah, so they don't have a wiki. Let's see. Subreddit covers range of regular manual labor / business topics. Not necessary. Current focus, relevance rating 1.5 out of 5. But it might be helpful to other people. Next up, Y Combinator. So this one's actually seems useful. They have if you're applying, what is this? the math. Talking about what YC is providing. Startup directory. Oh. Yeah, so that's useful. And let's see their top. Let's top this of all time. Yeah, so this one's specifically subreddit, focuses on YC's community and also has startup resources. Relevance rating 3 out of 5. Now looking at startup, this is learn the tools and skills to build a successful startup. Okay, so let's see what are the highest rated. I built the app. How much stake should I give my friend? I invested. I have 5,000 left. Should I double down? This is interesting. Nice, that actually seems like a useful resource. I'm gonna bookmark this. How do people know how to start a business? Yeah, so this is actually kind of useful. And let me look at their wiki. They do not have a wiki. Okay. It's still good. Oh yeah, that's the name that they're getting. Sub Reddit covers topics a few posts may be useful. Spend 30 to posts. Relevance rating, let's say 3 out of 5. Because we would probably have to look as much on the YC Combinator Reddit as we would for that one. Now looking at the next one, this is startups. This is discuss startup problems and solutions. Top of all time. How I bootstrapped $40 million company. Step-by-step guide on how I would build. Yeah, so this is similar to like what I want to do. I just want to make a step-by-step guide for myself to follow. So referencing some of these is helpful. Yeah, so this is just as useful as the other one that we just went through. And does it have a wiki? It does, which is great. And the wiki covers all different aspects: how to start, how to get users, PR, marketing, and sales. Let's see, how to start a startup. Where was that? Startup class, Sam Altman. Ooh. This is useful. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. Oh. Startups. Oh, what? Wiki. Cool. So now that we've done that, oh, that was only half of it. Okay. Startup school. Okay, actually, I might save the second half for tomorrow, because people, or I might do it offline. I think it's been taking quite a bit. We did podcasts. Oh, yeah, podcast was quite a bit. So yeah, it is taking quite a bit, but we did cover a range of podcasts and Reddit communities. So I'll do these offline because I want to get to freelancing. So what time is it? 1:08. Let me note this down. Okay. So now we're going to cover freelance platforms and let's see. Contra. TopTel. So looking at Contra first. There we go. So this was the highest paying ones, and then okay. So let me pull up this lady's rankings. So here, this lady ranked it. Cover this one. Go like that. So this lady ranked this one at the top. So contra. Let's say number 1, 2, Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer. Three, 4. Tell and Brain Trust. 10x management. So these are probably also going to be amongst the top with TopTel. 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 Okay, so considering that, let's first look through the ones that we're not sure about. Oh, gotcha. So the ones we're not sure about are TaskRabbit, People Per Hour, Quickly Hire, and Ripple. So TaskRabbit seems to be assembly, mounting, moving, cleaning, house repairs, trending. So what services are covered on this platform? Furniture, cleaning, personal assistant, waiting in line. What? What? That's crazy. What's personal assistant? What do they cover? $20 an hour. Manage your inbox, run errands. That's, I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Handyman, heavy lifting, home maintenance, electrical help, hanging pictures, moving, pool table movers, heavy furniture, cleaning, TV or mounting and installing furniture, shopping and delivery, yard work, personal assistance, winter tasks, holidays, baby prep. Ooh, okay. So let's see. So we have running errands, waiting in line, organization. That one. Oh, organization around the house, I guess. Organize home, closet, virtual assistant. What is this? Organizing music, teaching how to set up. That's kind of interesting. But that's, for me, that's almost like a last resort. I don't want to get into a job. I want to be virtual. But, I mean, I'd probably just go for an industry job. Not that stubborn. Yeah, I think that covered everything. Virtual assistant, office services, office tech setup. What is this? Administrative tasks. Yeah, maybe not TaskRabbit. Like, what about? Is there like a search bar? Website. Let's say website. No, I don't want IKEA. Why do I want IKEA? No. No, it doesn't really seem up for it. Focused on like manual assistance. And virtual assistants. So not this one. Now people per hour. This is okay. Social media, marketing, music and audio, business. What's business about? Legal services. Ooh. What kind of people are on here? Digital marketing. No, design. $31 sales. 155. How much is that? $4,800. Ranked in the top 5. If he's ranked in the top 5, 500, what's that say? 500 plus. Actually, I'm curious because it seems like $22, $26 sales. Yeah, so it seems like to make a decent income, people per hour is not going to be enough. It's just going to be part of other services or other platforms. Game development, website development. What is this? Yeah, but I'm also noticing and I'm hoping that going into this would be like taking candy from a baby, because a lot of these aren't very well marketed. Let's see, there was programming and coding. This is what I want to see. So, Azure C, automate your trading strategy. Web scraping. Oh. Oh, only 5 cells. Undecided. And this is 8 years ago, though. Oh, wow. Nice. Let me save this somewhere. Yeah, I think this is going to be helpful in deciding like how much to charge. Yeah, it almost seems like it's just not worth it. These are aimed at people who maybe are looking for cheaper services, and I don't necessarily want to be focused on that. What, like 10? Yeah. So not that one. Seems to be... how can I explain this? Seems to be flooded with cheap services and likely people for cheap solutions. I'd want to focus. I'd put my time and effort where people paying more. Quickly hire. Get matched with vetted freelancers. Add a freelancer, content developers. Damn. Who's making this? Is it the site or is it the freelance? 15 years of experience. Yeah, so this is like the real deal though. Become a It almost seems like jobs are given to you, so it's a lot quicker in that way. But how do you, I guess, sign up? Apply. Oh, graphic designer, copywriter. Yeah, so this is more like a like a firm almost that's looking for almost like a firm that hires people for different positions, only hires for open positions. So in that sense I don't necessarily would want to do this, because it seems like you'd have to, like, are you actually a freelancer, or do you have to like put in 40 hours a week for these people? And the thing is that you can have different experiences on different projects, but you're not necessarily a freelancer. You're part of like a firm or a company. But I'm curious because as a startup, I can imagine I'd have to hire people, so how many hours? What are you looking for? Yeah, but it's also developer. How many hours? 10 hours, let's say. So they focus on WordPress, troubleshooting, web maintenance, editing. I can do that. Custom code. Web. I mean, actually, they do have some useful areas. But I don't know. Yeah, and actually, now that I'm remembering, I think it said it was like $1,000 a month. 1,000 isn't that much. It's sort of like rent. So I don't know. Maybe I'd use it. Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't. I still don't know how these other ones compare though. Decline. So let's see Ripple. Find work. Oh. And we get you paid every Friday. It seems niche though. Yeah, I don't know. And then what did the lady rank it? She ranked it super niche. Yeah. Let's look at it one more time. Ripple. So they have content creator, copywriter. Oh, let's see here. Web designer. Okay, that's design. Marketing creative, no. Strategy and planning, no. Tech, okay, here. And full stack, front end, no. Yeah, no, not necessarily quite what I'm looking for. What do I say for this? Vetted freelancing platform. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd spend my time on this. Vetted freelancing platform. Not sure if or Now let's go to the other ones. We have Freelancer, Fiverr, Upwork, and yeah, so that's a good order. Freelancer I've looked at previously, and I don't know how I feel about it. Oh, well maybe, okay, let's see. Yeah, no, their website looks so outdated though. Okay, actually, let's skills. Hmm. 14 bids. Damn. 40 bids for $300. $7 an hour. Let's see. Oh, by the highest budgets. 11,000 AI powered job application. The OCR capability. Huh. This is actually like an app that I had in mind. Some of these people are making bank though. In 40 days. 9,000. Like 8,000. Yeah, that's okay. But this person, 8,000 in 7 days. That's a different story. Let's see. Proficient in I don't know. Okay, so actually, let me go to the other ones that are, I think these are vetted, like Ripple, but they've had better reviews. So let's see what the process is like for this, because it's likely that I'd need some track record to get into this that I don't currently have. So I can just cross these off my list, but let's first look at how people get onto this. Get the best teams, brand identities. How do I get hired? Oh, it's $29 a month. How it works. Everything you need. How to get started, build your portfolio, and find opportunities. I'm a freelancer. Oh, you get signed up. Get paid commission free. How much is it? Because I thought it was $29. How it works. Top independent. So. Oh, it's free. Okay. So, I think what I have in mind come back to once I have a portfolio from maybe like, let's say May, start of May. Top toe. Oh, so I think no thanks, I'm not hiring right now. Apply as a freelancer. Here we go. How do you get accepted? Oh, what? Okay. Language and personality is a comprehensive. We assess personality traits, passionate, engaged in their work, in depth. Oh wow, 1 to 3 weeks. Yeah, this is if I just want to make freelancing my income stream. But I would hire people from this place. But how much do they charge? Goddamn, stacked revenue. Stacked resume. Yeah, these people probably charge a lot. So, top 10. Probably would only apply if I plan to freelance for over. Would apply late in December after really on 2 to 3 skills. For example, dev, and Figma, something like that. Just hone in on 2 to 3 skills, learn it for the entire year. Next year, hone in on like website development and graphic design, maybe some like back end, I don't know, something like that. So this would be essentially off my list. Contra is on my list, but not at first. And 10x, hire the best on demand. Would hire people MIT Okay, so I'm actually curious. What makes these iOS developments? What makes them so great? No, does he look like the same guy? $10x. No, it's us. Let's look at images. I'm actually curious about this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I think this is the one where they only get hired by someone coming to them. Oh wait, let's see. Becoming a 10xer, so you think you only accept a small percentage. Oh, so now I guess they're accepting people. Or maybe it was Brain Trust. One of these is very exclusive. Same thing. Now there's... Oh, wrong one. So now Brain Trust for talent, how it works. It's funny how TaskRabbit has hired Brain Trust to build it up. Create a profile, get approved. I don't know. This one, I think it would be like the what do you call it? Contra. Like once I get like a solid portfolio, I'd feel better about applying to these. Post a job. Yeah, so it seems like anyone can go to this. Yeah. So come back to once I have a solid portfolio in May. We'll see if it makes a difference. We'll see if it makes a difference in May how much I'm making. So that leaves us really with Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer. So what I think I'll do is I'll make a portfolio for these three. These three are just like the most common ones right now. Make a portfolio. Start, let's see. Where was the task? Oh, right here. Start reviewing other people's portfolios and getting a feel for the platform. So we said scope out freelancing platforms. Check out freelance developers. What skills do I want to freelance? Create portfolios. Okay, so I think I'll go offline for this one. But let's see if I can hire freelancers. Category, trade, services, business. Let's see. So today's the 9th. We'll do #2. Starting with these. Okay, actually even before this, I was curious about what skills I want. So right now, we'll just look for what skills. So let's see, they have websites, IT, software, writing, design, data entry, product sourcing, manufacturing, sales and marketing, trades and services. So right now it looks like we can do maybe websites and IT. Build a Mac application, write some software. Yeah, so I don't necessarily have web development. But that would be something I would learn. So let's separate this. So learning, have to learn, and know to some extent. Yeah, I clicked it. Come on, Francisco. So building a website, is there a difference? Building a website, building an online store, would have to learn. Website. WordPress. Now for mobile, they have Android, iPhone. Oh, actually, mobile website. To some extent, iOS dev would have to learn. What is this song? Writing. Yeah, I don't want to do writing. Design. Yeah, so maybe design. I don't know if Figma is the top one, but I'm interested in learning to design for websites, for applications, because I think that'd be useful when pitching. Analyze spreadsheet. Ooh. Marketing. Whoa. Should I put computer vision? Okay, so now let's search Fiverr, see what they have. So their design, yeah, so they have website app design. Miscellaneous visual design. Great. Okay. Oh, it actually shows it here. Architecture, packaging, visual, marketing. Cool. How do I make the things stay? Let's see. Website, WordPress, Shopify. Do I want to learn Shopify? Web app, software, API, scripting. What else do they have? AI services. Building a AI app. So maybe like AI development. What is this? Data science and AI. A simple machine learning algorithm. What? Minimum is, let's see. Does it say what people purchased? No, it doesn't say. So let's assume basic. And he does 180. 395. 71,000. Oh wow. Yeah, I think I'll leave it here for now. I'm just running at like 30% right now. I'll probably just continue looking offline. Web scraping, AI development, 127 jobs. Yeah, so I think there's opportunity. Like, say I'm beginning, I'll charge like 100, maybe not 100. Let's say like $75 per project in machine learning. This person has 5 jobs, and he's just using Python and OpenCV. Yeah, these packages aren't difficult to start. And a lot of it now can be done with ChatGPT. So, oh, how about this one? I will do your computer vision project. Cool. And projects. Huh. And that's it? I'm pretty sure that's just a package. License plate recognition. So, I'm taking candy from a baby. I just need to make sure I find the right set of skills that I can freelance. that are interesting and useful to me, but that also make me some money. So AI seems to be one of them. So I'll take a break, or I'll stop the videos. I'll probably work a little bit offline, try to finalize like a list of skills, probably look at like other portfolios and look at what they're writing down for their expertise, their programming languages, and other things that they're listing. Make a list that I see myself fulfilling over the next few months and learning. Yeah. See y'all tomorrow.